Hi, I'm Michael Jameson. I'm a stonemason. I'm back here in the woods, back at one of the many rock piles, mounds, and walls, literally in the middle of nowhere, up here in the Ramapo Mountains. Been trying to figure out who possibly could want to do all of this, and the answer finally came to me: nobody. Absolutely nobody would want to do this. I don't care how many cattle they had, how religious they were, how devout, whatever reason, no one in their right mind would do a tenth of this. They'd give up at the beginning. So I kind of researched, going back. We know that it happened before 1845. And it took a tremendous amount of people to do all this. This is just a meager part of the massiveness of this is over 200 acres, piles, mounds, walls, everywhere. I'm wearing orange still. I don't think it's hunting season anymore, but up here in the hills, hunting season is a little bit more abstract than numbers on a calendar. It's more like, well, it's the second killing frost, time to go hunting, and then the antlers are falling off. I guess hunting season's over, and that's about it. So the antlers haven't fallen off yet, so here I am. So why don't we go have a look around? Behind me is what I call the pig pen. I'm guessing it's about 3 acres, completely enclosed by stone walls. There is a running spring inside it, and some people interpret it to be the Little or the Big Dipper because that's what it looks like on the map. I've transposed it onto a topographic map and added some of the defensive walls. Also where they dammed the lower swamp in order to make it a reservoir. It has a completely different look to it now. And it wasn't exactly in the middle of nowhere. It does sit over the Ramapo Pass at one of the choke points. This was the main north-south route of the Continental Army as the British had control of the Hudson River to the east. Behind me, this wall is definitely defensive. It sits above the only road here, and it's in an open area between outcroppings. There's numerous outcroppings on either side where riflemen could hide behind, but anywhere there was kind of open land, they built a defensive wall. And there are numerous walls of that type here. So that kind of adds to the confusion, because you have defensive walls, farming walls, and then some of it looks almost punitive, like it was overkill. So as I was researching this, I came upon that in the fall 1778, anywhere from 2,000 to 5,000 of General Burgoyne's British and Hessian soldiers who surrendered to the colonial forces in the Battle of Saratoga passed through here on a march to Virginia. Although no major battles were reported in this area, skirmishes and foraging parties were numerous, especially just to the south, and anything undefended was fair game. And if you stole your enemy's food, you accomplished 2 things. You fed yourself, plus you deprived him of food. This plateau is about as close to a natural fortress as you can get. It sits above the pass, has numerous natural ramparts on 3 sides, and miles of rough terrain to go through on the remaining side. There are 2 running springs, and once all the rocks are removed, a lot of flat, protected area for troops and livestock. With the added defense walls, it makes it a virtually impenetrable safe haven. And literally, 1 musket could hold off 10 men. Here, they have such a high ground advantage, it's incredible. This is a real feat of logistics, but I think this was done when they didn't know which way the war was going to go. And if it was me, I wouldn't want to brag about using prisoners to do all this in case the war goes the wrong way. So you have thousands of defeated troops passing through here. Prisoner abuse on both sides was evidently fairly common. All this work could have been done in a few days. Local militias, as opposed to continental soldiers, provided the guards. So record keeping seemed to be almost non-existent. The only thing left to tell the story are the stones themselves.